But first to Libya. Allied bombs and missiles have rained down on military targets in Libya for the second night running. According to the US military, Colonel Gaddafi's air defences were crippled, meaning the coalition can enforce a no-fly zone. There was also a missile attack on the dictator's compound in Tripoli, but the Americans insist they weren't after him. The Libyan leader is promising to arm more than 1 million of his supporters for a long war. But opposition forces think coalition firepower will help deliver victory. Foreign Affairs editor Peter Cave is in eastern Libya.
For the rebel fighters in Benghazi, the tide has turned and they're pushing out of their stronghold back towards Tripoli. This is what was left of one of Colonel Gaddafi's armoured columns struck by French fighter bombers on the road between Benghazi and Ajdabiya. Still blazing, with ammunition exploding, the remains of 14 tanks and dozens of armoured personnel carriers and trucks mounted with rocket launchers. Many of the dead soldiers are African mercenaries. This amateur video shows how it all began in the city of Benghazi last month. A small protest for basic human rights was put down mercilessly by Gaddafi's men. The pictures show soldiers shooting into unarmed crowds. This is what turned a peaceful movement into a war in Libya.
All the Libyan people are suffering for more than 41 years from this oppressive regime. Yes. And we are against him completely. No one, it's over. 41 years, over.
The coalition took their air war directly to Colonel Gaddafi on day 2, targeting what they said was an air command facility within his heavily fortified compound in Tripoli. Tracer fire raked the sky, but a missile precisely targeted the building about 50 metres from the tent where Gaddafi generally meets guests. Hundreds of human shields surrounding the residents nearby were unhurt.
This is in contradiction to with the Americans and other Western governments contributing to the attack on Libya or involved in the attack on Libya. They have been saying that it's not their priority, not their target to attack this very place. They know from the media that hundreds of civilians are here in this place to protect it as a voluntary human shield.
The Pentagon says that at this point they're not targeting Colonel Gaddafi himself.
At this particular point, I can guarantee that he's not on a targeting list.
Is there a but to that?
What's that?
Is there a but?
Well, the rest of that is if he happens to be in a place, if he's inspecting a surface-to-air missile site, we don't have any idea that he's there or not. Then
this is his residence.
Yeah, but no, we're not targeting his residence this time.
It also says the airstrikes are effective.
There has been no new air activity by the regime, and we have detected no radar emissions from any of the air defense sites targeted, and there has been a significant decrease in the use of all Libyan air surveillance radars.
Around Europe and in several Arab countries, they're still marshalling their planes to join the coalition, which says it now has complete control of the skies over Libya. The response from Colonel Gaddafi has been mixed, to say the very least, with promises of both a ceasefire and a long, drawn-out war of attrition. Peter Cave, Lateline.